Good afternoon. It says, nieces and nephew, and though I may be one, I am here with 6 others. Today I am proud to be here representing the Gardiner clan. My grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, my brothers, my sisters, the in-laws, and the other Gardiner family that my Uncle Enos, his hands or heart, has touched. Uncle Enos was a man that had great presence. He celebrated life and truly was an example of what I consider to be a good man. And in his latter days, he passed what I call the proverbial baton on to men in the family. You know, there are some people when they step into the room, they bring a sense of calm. And if there was some sort of problem that you had to deal with, it is that individual that you want dealing with that problem. You begin to feel safe if you only hear their voice. I can't do Uncle Enos' voice, I don't know how he does. But when you hear the voice, sometimes it brings you calm. And Uncle Enos was that kind of an individual. Even though he was relatively short in stature, he had a memorable voice and a huge, huge presence. He was a family man. You know, he reminded me of one of those superheroes that, you know, when something is going on, they just parachute in. And on their white horse, but Uncle Enos would come on an airplane. For example, when my father, James Gardiner, was not doing well, there he was. Uncle Enos showed up. When my aunt, and even he wasn't feeling well, Uncle Enos showed up. Every now and then, Auntie Berry, I think she's someplace in the audience, whenever he's in Nassau, guess what? Uncle Enos showed up. He was a man of strength and great presence. There was a weekend that he came and visited Nassau, and he came to my church to visit. And it just so happens that I was taking part in the service, so I wasn't able to greet him at the door. So I said to my pastor, you see that little short, handsome, brown fella? That is my uncle. He is also a minister, and my pastor invited him to come on the podium and to bring greetings. Oh Lord. When you give a Gardiner minister the mic in the church, who knows what will happen? And that Sunday, it wasn't only the presence of Uncle Enos that we felt, but more importantly, we felt the presence of the Lord. I was so proud to say that evening, that morning, that he was my Uncle Shorty. He was my uncle, and he spoke with such conviction and such authority, such humility, such knowledge of the Bible. To his family, church family in Boston, I want you to know that Sunday, he represented you well. Uncle Enos, he celebrated life. And I remember his birthday party, he decided that he wanted to celebrate it here in Bahama. And those of you that were here when he celebrated his birthday party know that that was the happiest moment of his life. I mean, he came in there and he was smiling, he was crying, he was snorting it up himself. I mean, he just enjoyed himself during that birthday celebration. Many of my aunts flew from Nassau and from all around the Bahamas and around the world to celebrate with him, and he was happy. That was a happy time. Here we are again in Freeport, not to celebrate his birth, but to celebrate his life. It is now time for us to express our emotions. Let us express tears of joy because of his life. Let us laugh until we cry because of memorable moments. Let us celebrate life the way we celebrated his birth. So he represents a good man as I close. And for this reason, I say there's much for us to learn. He was a leader, he was a strong man, He was a happy man. He loved his wife, he loved his family, he loved his God. Traits that we should all be proud of. And during the latter part of 2019, Uncle Enos called for my brother, eldest brother Clayton, to visit him in Boston. And I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall because both of them are short, both of them are round, and both of them love to talk. So you can imagine how that visit went. The baton was handed over. So as I close, death, I think, is the state where we live on in the memory of our family and friends. So as long as we have perpetual memory of my uncle, he lives on with us. Thank you.